Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Master of Command, the new, because it is now out, real-time strategy and tactical war game set during the 18th century, the Wars of Frederick the Great. We are in Act 3 of the campaign. This is a 3-act procedurally generated campaign. Each act gets more difficult. The first one's basically a summer campaign with small enemy armies. The second one, armies get bigger and occurs during the winter. And the third act, which is the final act of this campaign, occurs on a desolate wasteland of towns burned and pillaged to the ground, limited ability to replace losses and upgrade your forces, while at the same time dealing with even larger enemy foes. We are being pursued outside, is it Rastenburg, by an enemy force of 12,700 men. Our own force is trying to draw recruits back up to 16,000, but we haven't even fully re-equipped ourselves. Also, in this third act, I have noticed, it does seem that your armies can have full units destroyed, which is not good. The enemy army is nearly ready to march on us. I'm surprised they only have 7,000 men. I thought they had more than that at the start of this campaign, but I wonder if they're just really, really, really good, maybe? Or maybe it's reflecting the fact that we keep getting drawn into battles and there's no way I'm going to have 16,000 men when these guys come marching down on us, because we're not going to have any recruits. We'll get 200 men off of this battle and then maybe 2,000 more in captured prisoners. So, like, we'll end up, our casualties minus that, you know, we'll probably be at like 11,000 or 10,000 if we even win this battle. So we'll see. I don't know why I still have my YouTube alerts on, because I'm not dual streaming, so that's weird. But anyway, we're trying to raid a third settlement. We will get a field artillery battalion if we do, which we do have an open slot for one. So that would be nice. But again, we're kind of in a bit of a difficult spot. The only thing you've got plenty of is provisions. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Rastenburg. I was wrong about the name. All right, so the enemy army facing us, a level 7 experienced Freikorps battalion artillery, 6 and 5 of Prussian horse artillery, and then 5 of Freikorps. They have 5 regiments of cavalry, which have been a problem in recent battles, them riding me down and overrunning me. The cavalry seems more of a problem than the infantry. I don't really have much cavalry. My cavalry got beat up pretty bad. We've got 1 Russian dragoon unit. We got, 3-4 battalions of grenadiers, but, we're in a bit of a pickle, and I don't even know if we have we do have full ammo complements, so I can't really retreat, though, either, because we'll lose, like, 20% of our army if we do, and that seems like a bad idea. So I guess we'll fight the battle and pray to God that we don't lose too many men. We'll see. Wouldn't shock me if this is the last battle before the enemy field army musters, but we'll see. My troops are experienced, but when you lose units getting destroyed, that also hinders your ability to maintain that experience. Ooh, look at this nice little platform over here, this elevation. And it even has, like, some fence lines. I want to defend on that. Yes, please. Can I just move everybody? Let's even move these guys into... Oh, let's just move these guys over here. We're going to climb that prominence and get ourselves... Austerlitz. Is there ammo in this wagon? Some. I can actually make sure that everybody has ammo or draw the ammo out of the wagon. It'll automatically resupply anybody who's not fully supplied. There we go. So they still have 48% ammo in the wagon, which is good. Get these guns up the hill. I'm assuming I've got enough time to form up before the enemy shows up. I think my Jaegers got, my, like, true Jaegers got destroyed. Alright, so... Pause. Let's get the field artillery up here on these heights. Hopefully that gives us a range advantage. Kievsky Musketeers, put them along this fence line here. That should give them cover and an elevation advantage. The risk is with narrower lines, it does pose some challenges. That's a really steep, what looks like a really steep elevation on the backside of this hill. Actually, let's do these guys here because they have earthworks. I'm not even sure where some of these guys should go, so frankly, I'm just going to have some of these guys start marching, and then we'll figure it out once they get there. I'm assuming the enemy's going to come this way up this hill, and then possibly work their way around our left. They could try and work their way around our right. That seems a little less likely just given that there's not as much room to maneuver in that direction. Did I not order these guys to move? Move! March! The important thing is getting the artillery up on these heights. Hopefully before the enemy gets too close. So we can bombard them as they come up. The enemy has how much artillery? 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries. The cavalry is my concern. They're the ones that seem to be the game changer at this point. They're named after you, Finnish. They are named after you. Okay. Alright, these boys are ready. Unlimber. Enemy artillery is already firing on us. Doesn't see where they're shooting. My own guns are actually... Are they doing counter battery fire? They are. At least the one battery that can reach them. What you should do is shoot at the horse artillery that's limbered up. Are we in position yet? Because it looks like that horse artillery battery is... Hey, Winnie the Pooh Brigade, Regiment, whatever. Get up the hill. Oh, Kievsky Musketeers. I did not mean for you to do that. I don't know why you were marching that way. I must have accidentally clicked you on the enemy artillery and told you to go out after him, and now you're going to suffer because of it. We are going to have multiple lines of defenders, so hopefully that prevents what happened last time where the enemy cavalry just charged right through us. Prussian cuirassiers, eh? They're bringing that horse artillery really close, although they did suffer meaningful casualties. And also, odd to put your cavalry right behind it, because I would think some rounds may skip into them. Maybe they were moving up in response to me seemingly targeting them with the infantry. Okay. The problem with refusing my position in this way is that I do have reserves. However, I also have some vulnerable positions, or less effective fire, I guess, because, you know, the enemy will come up and I won't necessarily be able to bring all my muskets to bear. This horse artillery is down to 67 men. How is my artillery? It doesn't look like any of them are getting targeted yet. My general's going to move just over here so he can get all the artilleries. Oh, they do? We've taken a few casualties. Enemy infantry's forming up in one line to advance on us. So they're going to come forward in one mass. The cavalry's behind, presumably going to let the infantry sort of weaken us and then scrounge up. Now, maybe I should shift my fire to the... Okay. I was going to say, maybe I should shift my fire to infantry. We're also really condensed in here, but... The artillery's retreating. Oh, nope, halt. Let's focus on one enemy infantry unit here in the front. Try and pound them. Weaken them up. I suppose cavalry might be a good target too, but... Yeah, that artillery's retreating. Hopefully they don't rally at all, but at the very least they've been presumably made combat ineffective. By focusing all of my artillery on this battalion too, again, some shots may skip long into the cuirassiers behind them, because you can see we did some damage to this unit here with rounds skipping long. So 85 casualties by this battery, 150 and 100 so far, which is not a lot, but it is not nothing. Kievskis have lost 200 men under artillery bombardment, 130 for the brawlers. I have basically two lines of infantry here in the center. Enemy rounds are skipping through. The brawlers are taking a bit of a beating. The second line has actually full cover on these fence lines and hedges. My general will move forward slightly to try and get the front ranks morale boosted by his presence. Switching to canister for the one red battalion that does have canister. Actually, these grenadiers we focused on carry portable earthworks with them, or whatever they are, whatever their rank is. I do not like the way these numbers are shaking out. My general's taking casualties up here too, which is not good. I'm trying to make sure these guys have maximum morale, but this front rank, the losses they're taking are not sustainable. Enemy cavalry may be shifting to our flank. These guys have taken 100 casualties. Finnish Jaegers are the only infantry unit on the line with a positive kill differential. How will this canister do at this range? 162. What will this shoot? Not very effective, really. I want you guys to shift your fire. These guys are behind breastworks, so shift your fire to troops who aren't. Enemies coming close. Second rank will charge in to provide support for the Kievskis, who are roughly even numbers. Oh god. I just shot cannons into my own ranks. Oh, never mind. Halt. Enemy shattered. Enemy cavalry working their way around my flank. My dragoons are going to charge into these cuirassiers who are trying to break Finish's lines. The reserves here are gone, so let's bring these guys up over here. I think they'll hold, at least for the moment. The supply wagon got wrecked before they got up the hill. Alright. Prussian veteran muskets. Whoa, multiple enemy units just shattered and ran all at once. Not sure why. Let's move back here. I don't want you dying. I can't afford to lose regiments, really. Let's try and move the Winnie the Pooh boys into the front here, and maybe we can... Come on, dragoons, don't chase them. Get back into the line. God damn it, I don't want these regiments to bleed to death. I can ill afford to have to replace a unit. The casualties are rough here. The enemy morale is not good, though. That's the one positive here. Is cavalry charging, or who's charging? Oh, those are my boys. I forgot about them. Oh, fuck. They're gonna... That regiment's gonna get wrecked. Oh, fuck, that was my general. I thought I clicked their dragoons. General, get out of there. Get out of there. Oh, God. I think I've got... That was the first regiment I saw get shattered here, but that's not good. So I'll probably lose at least one, maybe 2 units shattered. Which, again, I don't have replacements for these guys. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know if my general can rally any of these guys. I'm not going to charge the Jaegers forward because I'm worried they'd get destroyed. I'm hoping if I break these 2 regiments, the enemy will... There we go. Victory. Alright. Hey, Caboose. Good to see you. Have I found grenadiers to be better than veteran muskets? I think so. Alright, so we get 1,000 gold. We get a whole bunch of stuff. We lost 6,400 men. I can get back 3,800 of them, but again, that's like the attrition I can't deal with. I also need ammo, which I'm way short on, but I need the men more than the ammo, I think. Oh my god, no units got destroyed, thank god. Okay, let's do the replacements brigade by brigade, I guess. So we'll try to replace the guard brigade fully. And the 1st brigade as well. And the artillery. So that eats most of my replacements. I do get the 20% casualties back just automatically by that option as well. So it was, what, like 1,500 back plus the 2,800? But it looks like the guard 1st and 3rd brigade should be fully replenished. And where we'll be short is the 4th brigade, which are slightly less experienced troops. And actually, I think what we do there is we give the cavalry enough to fully equip first. And then these guys, because they're level 4. Okay. Okay. So we need to finish raiding this town, I think. I don't think there's any troops here, or ammo, or food, or anything, so let's finish raiding the town, which should give me a regiment of artillery at least. There we go. Field artillery. More stuff. That town has turned to cinder. We gotta go get some reserves somewhere, though. So I think we march south to Memel, because they're... I hope they still have troops. I don't remember if we raided them or not. Suppose we could go... Do they still only have the 7,000? Lord help us. Let's pray they only stay at 7,000. Alright, let's go to this battlefield, actually. How long do we have? 64 days? So we got 10 days? Nope, go here. I'm not going to get there in time, so if I can get some of the recruits raised. Alright, so... Let's do this. Let's check out our cavalry here. They've already got better horses than this. I think pretty much all our infantry regiments have kind of maxed out stuff. I guess we should give Show de Free or something to some of these guys. I wonder if it's worth giving entrenching tools to artillery to prevent their counter battery fire damage. Okay. Some of this stuff I'm just frankly going to sell. Do we have room for another regiment? Because I don't have enough money to raise a brigade yet. I need another 1,000, which I'm not going to get from selling this stuff. Is that just for officers? Or can we... I think it's for infantry. And I'm probably not going to get more cavalry then. So I have no room for new troops, or new units in any event. We've fully replaced our losses now. Could I even raise anything worthwhile? Slow it down, Cossacks. Any of our troops need to upgrade? Could possibly get better guns with the money, but we need more ammo first. Alright, the Winnie the Pooh regiment can upgrade. I'll go with Grenadiers for the morale. Alright, so that's everything that can upgrade. Oh, we need a lot of ammo. I'm gonna burn through all my cash getting it. It still doesn't replace everything. It almost replaces everything. Do I like the game? I enjoy it so far. I do think the battles are a little bit samey. I do feel like because every battle is sort of a meeting engagement with forces sort of coming at each other from either end, it kind of prevents you from fully exploiting the terrain. I would like, oh, you're on the offensive or you're on the defensive this battle. I think that would be cool. But generally, I do like it. Let's drop these, because this gives me a +8 morale. And I'm not so worried about the veterancy right this moment. Those are better ramrods. Let's see here. Alright, so we got the equipment we need. I just don't want to fight another battle that's not... You know what I do need is I need an officer, but I don't have a noble house here to get it. I don't know if I particularly want to sell any of this stuff either. You know, maybe I need to do is give another... These guys have earthworks. These don't. I don't particularly want to spend 100, but I'll spend 50. Oh, wait, this doesn't... Alright. So they'll have entrenchments. If there were another phase in the campaign, I'd be tempted to keep a lot of this stuff so we could... use it going forward. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to sell that stuff just in case there's a need for it later. Suppose we can destroy Darkenheim. I'm really going to leave this whole place a barren wasteland. Ooh. Right, let's head down to this outpost, maybe. The enemy headquarters is going to mobilize any moment. Let's see what's down here. Well, I could have gotten more time if I had ammo, which I don't. Just give me extra reserves, I guess. The enemy headquarters is in pursuit! Please tell me they're just the 7,000 still. I thought when we started this campaign there were 20,000. It just says 7,000. They must be really good 7,000. Although I am playing a save from a previous build, so it's also possible there's just bugs. I haven't noticed anything, but... I don't really care about that. They're in pursuit. Nope, do not go fight this garrison army or whatever. The Battle of Lötzen. Yeah, this... I wonder if this is a bug. Because it doesn't seem right that this army is structured this way. I'll be happy to win, but they've got, what, like 2, 3 batteries, 4 batteries of artillery. They've only got, like, 2 regiments of infantry and 3 of cavalry, or 4 of infantry. But I'll take it. Good value, it's hard for me to ever evaluate value finish on games that I'm given for free. Like, full transparency, I was given a code to this game. So I'm always gonna, you know, like, $30, is it reasonable? Sure, but I also got it for free, so I don't, you know. It's hard for me, if I'm being totally honest, to have a opinion on that. Alright, what's the map look like? Do we want to take them seriously, or should we just assume we can crush them with numbers? Because, like, part of me is like, just melee them to death. I've got double their numbers. They do have better troops, but if I melee them, I may win out. They don't actually have... They've got 1, 2 cavalry. The artillery is the concern, really. But I suppose we should be prudent. The thing is, I don't really see a good spot to defend from. I suppose there's this elevation over here. I do like the option to deploy by brigade. I think that's nice. I wish there were, like, actual brigade commands. That would be better. Alright. Oh, that's right, we've got the extra battery of artillery. Well, hell yeah, we're gonna use it. Deploy these guys on the front of these heights. We're gonna make a salient. Use this hedge as cover. I don't know, there's a lot of open ground here, so I'm not totally sure where to put all my troops, to be honest. General with the artillery to keep him shooting. It may break up our position a little bit. Could try and push into this town and then defend with the artillery at my back, but... Have a good one, Humble. Thanks for stopping by. Alright. Speed things up a bit, see if the enemy comes, you know, if they come for me. Oh yeah, artillery should probably unlimber, huh? Where are these guys going? Up here? Okay. The enemy must have better artillery pieces than me, because I've got elevation, but they're still out of my range. Let's spread out a little bit so we're not all stacked up, one in front of the other. I'd like Venskid and the observation Fusiliers to kind of be able to push into the enemy flank. But I do wonder if this is actually a battle where I should be going toward the enemy rather than sitting back. A little bit late for that, I suppose, for now anyway. Right. I'd rather you all focus on one enemy target. And seeing as I don't think I can counter-batter the enemy at this range effectively, let's all focus on the lifeguards here. Because Lord knows we want them to drown. There we go. So these enemy units are experienced as hell. They look like they're moving at the double quick. Some of those artillery shots are not as effective as I would like. Going a little bit long. They really look like they're moving at that double. Far into them, boys! Venskid's gonna come up on the flank of the Russian musketeers. Oh, that's mostly from artillery. They're pounding it into the lifeguards as much or one of our regiments is already shattered. They got the golden pants, so no one can see the urine stains. I'm guessing the difficulty here is just the enemy morale is going to be very difficult to break. The casualty ratios are not very favorable right now. These veterans moved up to take their place. These lifeguards are gonna wreck me. Man, their musketry is effective. Maybe I should have gone with the charge them to death strategy. I'll try and break my right. I've got double their number of this regiment, so I would think we would have the edge of it. I have ordered my cavalry forward. Hey, the lifeguards who are pounding with artillery are pulling back. Good. Now we're all focusing on the veteran musketeers. So it does look like we pounded these guys into matchsticks. Only 300 left. My cavalry's moving in to charge these grenadiers, who are also just outnumbered. They were 2-to-1 when they charged. We got a nice volley on them, too, like right as they came up. Oh, nope, don't do that. Do they all have earthworks, though, behind them? Alright. Man, we're losing. These brawlers are taking heavy losses. Alright, we're gonna charge these guys. We've got 3 battalions on 1. Maybe more, 4. The enemy doesn't have enough infantry in this configuration. I can charge the cavalry into their flank. The real problem on this map is artillery. I guess they do have some cavalry as well, which is an issue. Oh, nope, shoot at these guys. Can you fire your volley? I guess not. I wanted you to fire a volley, but you decided not to, I suppose. Alright, those musketeers are retreating. Someone just got shattered. I didn't see who. It's mostly just artillery left. Yeah, they shattered my infantry on that flank. I'm not even using half my troops at this stage. Go charge the artillery. Right, their lifeguards and cuirassiers are overrunning this regiment here. They're also firing artillery into my lines. I don't think my reserves are going to get there in time. I mean, we will push these guys back, but that veteran musket regiment's going to sacrifice itself. Yeah, they're just going to retreat. I'll take that. They're going to get a full head of steam and charge this other one. I'm coming in on... Coming in piecemeal. At least these first 2 battalions are going in. And the enemy's going to probably defeat me in detail. My boys are probably real tired, too. They don't look tired, though. They just don't charge until they're, like, right on top of them. The artillery should break pretty quick. It usually does, anyway. Shattered. Victory. That was pretty easy. How does YouTube have... That's annoying. I usually only do an ad break in my YouTube videos like once every 15 to 20 minutes. I try to keep it reasonable. Okay. Alright, so we win a victory. 700 gold, not actually that much. The enemy army was pretty small. We still managed to lose 5,000 men. I guess part of that's just because it's so melee-centric. We'll do the 20% casualties restored, which is, what, like 1,000 something? And then 1,600, so we get half of our troops back. Plus, we did have 1,900 in reserve. Prussia, a really good brigade commander, was killed in that fight of the 1st Brigade. However, we gained back, you know, not everybody, almost everybody's fully repaired. Everybody except some of the cavalry and infantry in the 4th Brigade. So we're almost back to full strength. Obviously, the ammo's greatly depleted. We got some horse artillery. 335 range. What kind of range? How does that compare to... That's short range. I don't understand the benefit. It's a really slow reload time, 34 seconds. Well, actually, it's faster than the Iron 12-pounder. Just a fast reload? Is that it? That's its advantage? What? Although the enemy headquarters has fallen, their resolve is not. A fresh host has marched into the region. What? How strong are they? 24,000? What? Alright, go to Lötzen. Oh, come on. I'm not fighting another enemy army out this way. God damn it. I can't win this battle. That's the real army. You should have known. There was only 7,000 men. Okay, fine. Now we're defeated. Congratulations, game. Like, what's the point of even fighting this thing? It's not possible to win. I don't even have ammo. Like, I guess... Like, some of my artillery is at, like, half... It's, like, totally empty. To use the ammo wagon, I guess, but... What a waste. That's a dumb ending. Don't tell me that you win and then not give me any time to repair. We'll fight this, but it's a foregone conclusion. I can't beat an enemy army that's almost 50% larger than me. Yeah, we defeated the vanguard of the enemy hosts. Then the real army of Sauron came against us. What are we gonna do? We can't really... We have no prayer, really, if we're being honest. Okay, the supply wagon's almost out of ammo. Alright, so the wagon at least got everybody up to full ammo complement. I can try and hold on this height, but really I don't think it'll be effective. The fence line maybe gives us some hope. I'll move these guys up there. I don't know if, like, deploying a reserve behind the hill gives us some screen from cavalry. Or artillery, that's what I meant to say. Gonna try and put sort of a salient out here as a breakwater on the enemy. Put 2 regiments out there who will die, but maybe they will allow the artillery to keep firing at the enemy in close, and if they don't get attacked directly, then they'll at least threaten the enemy flank. Might be stupid, but what else am I gonna do down 10,000 men? Presumably they'll hit him on the angle here, but... I should probably deploy like this and be okay. Supply wagon will use what little supply it has left, replenishing the artillery. We've got a little bit of a reserve. Yeah, I think that what I noticed when granted it was an earlier build, but what I noticed playing as the British is because they have very good... Oh, they got more troops over here way on the right. Because the British have very good marksmanship compared to some countries, I suspect they are easier to get an elite force because you probably don't take as much attrition. I'm going to sacrifice my cavalry in a forlorn effort to try and take out these enemy horse artillery units that are moving way ahead of their lines. But yeah, I feel like I played as the British once in an earlier build, and it did feel to me like you had a better chance of having an elite force because their marksmanship stats, at least the units I had, were much better than the average Prussian or Russian units, and so you didn't have to go to melee combat and you could win with decent KD ratios, which meant you could build up a cadre, an elite cadre pretty, quicker. Earthworks and entrenchments, yeah, I mean that obviously helps too. Although artillery seems maybe a little OP, just generally speaking. I'm not going to get there before these dragoons come out, or cuirassiers. They're still too far forward. And I'm going to get there tired. Be cool if you could split a battalion. I need to try and avoid the enemy cavalry and make it to their guns. I'm sure they're going to fire off their next salvo against me. We'll see if we can survive. My boys are tired. Oh, God. They're gonna... I don't want to charge them. Charge the I saw that coming. That was a wasted effort. They'll get shattered by the artillery on their way out. They nerfed artillery? Oh, AI artillery? They didn't even fire a salvo of guns against my, did they? Artillery. Or my, whatever, infantry there? Or cavalry charge? God, I can't think. Their cavalry is pursuing me. My boys are going to get shattered. There's no way those dragoons rallying or anything useful. But maybe I can take out their cuirassiers. They're in my artillery range now. Covering fire! Fire over the heads of the boys! My artillery is going to pound me, but whatever. Nice little salvo there against the cavalry. Then they're going to ride into the range of these troops. My cavalry was already retreating. I'm not sure. Are they really going to charge my infantry here? Alright. We had a good KD ratio on that engagement. We wrecked their cavalry. Even if they reform, 100 cavalry is probably not going to be terribly effective. They're all still out of range of some of my shorter range guns. Alright, these Jaegers are gonna valiantly defend while the artillery tries to shoot over their heads. My main goal here is to hope that, one, this draws artillery fire on my forward lines. Two, that even though we're going to lose more men than we'll kill, the artillery, in shooting against these enemy troops as they deploy against my 2 battalions, while my own troops will lose more men, the hope is that the enemy loses more from the artillery fire on my boys. And also maybe it breaks up the attack on the right a little bit, so that we can defeat part of their army. It won't. Not to be so defeatist, but it won't. There goes the cavalry into my boys. Maybe it'll partially wreck an enemy. Cavalry unit. Oh, I'm getting some performance issues. Interesting. A little bit of lag here. Oh, the enemy just wants to melee me? That's what they want to do? Well, that's not going to last long. Or maybe it's shaking from the artillery fire? I'm not really sure. It's laggy when I scroll. Right flank's being overrun. the Kievskis did not want to charge into that enemy infantry. Where are these guys going? Why are you pushing so far forward? I didn't think I ordered you to do that. Maybe canister will do some damage in point blank. Fire. We shattered someone. I think those are bad guys. Somehow right now their morale is worse than mine, but that won't last. How much canister fire will damage them? Nice, we got a salvo of canister in on the bad guys right as they... Where are you shooting at? The Finnish Jaegers are really at least breaking up the attack on the enemy left. No. Turn your guns on this enemy flank. If you can get your canister around. I think I mean, this is a messy fight. I think we are giving a good account of ourselves, all things considered. The problem is there's just too many of them. I wish the artillery would sometimes change its fire based on intelligence. It does not seem like the enemy, it makes very intelligent decisions on what to... shoot at. I have a very loosely maintained line at the moment. The enemy is about to overlap and destroy it. Alright, artillery. Maybe we can get another I don't know if canister consumes ammo more rapidly. These guys have done 569 damage. Yeah, the morale situation's turned around. Enemy morale is now slightly higher than my own. Can we shoot over the heads of our own boys? Can the canister here stop this charge that's forming up? I mean, the Venskids might, but they're getting hit from front and flank. Well, Winnie the Pooh, though, is pouring it in, too. Our troops on the left got shattered there. Alright, these guys, they're giving you their flank, almost. Target the closest enemy troop there. Alright, we have 593 inflicted. Please get a salvo of canister off before they charge. Alright, so they did 140 on that. Buy time for another salvo before the artillery gets shattered on first contact. Oh, there goes the general. And that's the battle. Well, I mean, it was not... The battle wasn't going well. We did what we could do. That artillery is about to get overrun. It does seem like maybe they nerfed our own artillery a little bit too, because in the previous versions I was like doing 1,000 casualties easy on long battles. And now the only unit that even got close was the one that was using canister, I think. No, actually the field artillery, these guys got 1,200. Maybe because they fire more rapidly. Are they still in action? There they are. As the enemy moves in behind them. They don't have any ammo left, though. The one battery amidst the storm. Them and the supply train. The only two who haven't routed yet. There we go. My general is wounded. He's got a bandage on his head. They're really not going to attack the supply wagon that's empty? Oh, there we go. I was like, what are you waiting for? This isn't even a battle worth refighting. Unfortunately, we're going to lose the campaign because I don't think it makes sense. But we did inflict more casualties on them than they on us. 8,000 against us, 9,000 against them. My artillery largely, like, the health of the units, okay. Some of the infantry we could, like, stack up into a new force, but even if we did that, 7,000 men versus 13 or 15,000, it's still not good odds. So we're vanquished in the final battle. No, I'm not going to do an autosave Furious, because I think I lost that campaign in the second act. I think I needed to have gotten that 5th Brigade up and running. Without the 5th Brigade, there's no way to win in the third act. And it's so expensive. Like, I don't have a point where I can go back unless it's like 5 or 6 hours where I'd be like, maybe I can make a difference here. Because the third act battlefield is so desolate. And I also think I needed more experience for my troops. Like, I think I needed to go a more marksmanship focus. Maybe, I don't know. We lost 2 battles only. We fought 19. We won 17. Largest battle was, I think, that last one with 39,000 total troops engaged. Inflicted 91,484 on the enemy, lost 77,042 on ours. Earned a total of 19,000 money. Survived for almost a year, 319 days. Our regiments, highest losses were the Russian, I didn't give them a name, but a Russian veteran musketeer unit. Highest kill total, a Russian field artillery unit, 11,558. They were presumably also the same unit that was the most valued. Venskid's Brawlers had the highest morale. They just love themselves a good fight. The Kievsky Musketeers, which were supposed to be marksmen, had the highest melee score. French Grenadiers had the highest charge score. That makes sense. Fastest reload. Also the Kievskys. And highest accuracy Russian field artillery. Officers, I wish it did cumulative, because apparently there were only 2 officers who survived, and they're the only ones I get stats for. I guess the dead officer stats get wiped, which I would like that they didn't. It would be nice if they didn't. But the officer stats who got killed got wiped, so I don't really know if either of these were my best. But you can see Von Korf, 14,000 kills, 13,000 losses, 5-1, 2 lost. Berg, 9,800 killed, 7,800 losses, 7-1, 2 lost. All right, so I think we'll wrap that up here. I don't really see a world where going back to this campaign makes a lot of sense. I think I lost a while ago. But I did enjoy my time with Master of Command. Let me know if you want to see another series on the channel. Let me know your thoughts below. We went into that kind of doomstack war knowing we were going to lose that final battle. I had a hunch the 7,500-man army was kind of a tease, but I don't know if I like that mechanic, I guess I will say. But it's an interesting challenge nonetheless. In any event, that's going to do it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave your thoughts below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And I'm out.